Okay, hello everyone, welcome. Being 5 o'clock, I called the meeting to order. I'd like to acknowledge that we're on Treaty 6 land and the home of the Métis, and I would ask everyone to rise and the city clerk to say the prayer.
O God, let us each in our own way ask your wisdom and guidance in our deliberations. Help us to incorporate into all our decisions those values which will enable us to fulfill our mission, to act as responsible stewards, and to respect and value the cultural and spiritual tradition of all citizens of the city of Prince Albert. For this we pray. Amen.
Thank you. We have no changes to the agenda. Okay, approval of the agenda, please. Councillor Head.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm going to move that the agenda for this meeting be approved as presented and that the presentations, delegations, and speakers listed on the agenda be heard when called forward by the mayor.
Thank you. Seconder. Councillor Kilmer.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll second it.
Thank you. I'll prompt the question. Questions now open. And carried. Thank you. Presentations we have, none. Declaration of conflict of interest, if you have one, if you could declare it at the time, and then when the item comes, you have to leave the room. Is there any conflicts? Oh, what do you got? That's why I thought, okay, you got one. Okay, I have one, Councillor Miller. Okay, none? Okay. Oh, I know what it's for. Number 6, adoption of the minutes. Councillor Miller.
Thank you, Mayor Dion. That the minutes of the council regular meeting held November 6, 2023 be taken, read, and adopted.
Thank you. Seconder? Councillor Edwards.
Seconded.
Thank you. I'll prompt the question. Questions now open and carried. Thank you. Notice of proclamations, I had none since our last meeting. Public hearings. 8.1, Bar Street Annexation Bylaw Amendment. So I'm now going to call the public hearing to order. And I see there's no one in the gallery that wants to speak at the item. Unless, PA now, do you have any comments? Okay, so with that then, I'll move to the director. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, members of council, for the opportunity to speak to you in regards to bylaws 24, 25, and 26 of 2023. You'll recall that later this summer, our annexation east of the city of Prince Albert was approved successfully from the RM of Prince Albert, both parties entering into an agreement to do so. We've gotten approval from the Ministry of Government Relations on behalf of the province of Saskatchewan, and these 3 bylaws are to formally amend our district official community plan, our official community plan, and our zoning bylaw to make sure that our maps accurately reflect that annexation. This is for second and third readings this evening. We've done public notification and we've not received any feedback other than that of support from our neighboring RM. I can answer any questions if you've got them.
Okay, thank you very much. So with that, I'm going to declare the public meeting closed. And council, what's your wish? Councillor Cody.
Yes, I will move that the following bylaws be given second and third reading. Bylaw number 24 of 23, bylaw number 25 of 23, bylaw number 26 of 2023.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. I'll prompt the question. Questions now open. And it carries. Thank you. City Clerk. Yeah, she's laughing because I bet you got to do all 3 of them separately.
Mayor, we have bylaw number 24 of 2023 to amend the district official community plan land maps, and bylaw number 25 of 2023 to amend the city's official community plan schedules, and bylaw number 26 of 2023 to amend the zoning bylaw, all of which include the Byers Street annexation area within city limits and rezone the land as future urban development. These bylaws are for second and third readings.
Okay, so I understand, and so the mover and the second will understand, we have to do each one of these bylaws separately. So there'll actually be 6 motions instead of 3, just to give everyone's patience and time. And do I have to prompt the question every time? I have to prompt the question every time, so stand by. Councillor Cody.
Yes, I move that bylaw number 24 of 2023 be read a second time.
Thank you. Councillor Edwards.
I'll second that.
Thank you. So I'll prompt the question. Oh, any discussion? Good. Okay. It is now open and carried. Councillor Cody.
Yes, I move that bylaw number 24 of 2023 be read a third time and passed, and that bylaw number 24 of 2023 be now adopted, sealed, and signed by the mayor and city clerk.
Councillor Edwards.
Seconded, your worship.
Thank you. And the question's now open and carried. Thank you. Councillor Cody.
Yes, I move that bylaw number 25 of 2023 be read a second time.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Question is now open and passed. Councillor Cody.
Yes, I move that bylaw number 25 of 2023 read a third time and passed, and that bylaw number 25 of 2023 be now adopted, sealed, and signed by the mayor and city clerk.
Thank you, Councillor Edwards.
Seconded.
Thank you. And the question's now open. And carried. Councillor Cody.
Yes, your worship, I move that bylaw number 26 of 2023 be read a second time.
Seconded.
Thank you. Questions now open. And carried. Councillor Cody.
Yes, I move that bylaw number 26 of 2023 be read a third time and passed, and that bylaw number 26 of 2023 now be adopted, sealed, and signed by the mayor and city clerk.
Thank you, Councillor Edwards.
Seconded.
Thank you. Questions now open. And carried. Thank you. Number 9, delegations, we have none. Number 10, communications, we have none. Number 11, reports from administrations and committee. 11.1, water main directional drilling project. Councillor Zapp?
Thank you. That the reallocation of funds from savings that will be recognized within the 2023 Water Utility Fund Capital Program be approved to fund the costs for clearing and directional drilling a water line in Hazeldale, and that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to execute the necessary documents on behalf of the city if required.
Thank you. Councillor Solomon?
I'll second that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Discussion? Oh. Councillor Head.
Thank you, Your Worship. I guess I just have a question for the director. I see in the report it's this was identified last year in 2022 in the fall, and so I mean I'm not opposed to this motion. I think we need to address any water issues we might have, but I guess was there what was affected last year? I guess because of this leak. You know, you say that it's important that we do this work because of the ski hill. Was the ski hill affected last year because of it, and how was this identified of being a break in this line? I guess if you could.
Thank you,
Go
Mayor.
ahead,
Through-
Director of Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor, through to Councillor Head's question. Very good questions. So in the winter last year, it was noticed as we had frozen conditions, we could see more water in that wetland area than normal. This led to a little bit more investigation. At the time, the decision was made to isolate the line because a persistent leak wouldn't have been good for the system in that area. Through the season, we made attempts to try to drain the wetland, to get access to try to find where specifically the leak is. Unfortunately, as you know, the report says it runs through a very wet area. Last year, we didn't get notices of issues with low pressures being caused by this with the ski hill operation, as well as the correctional facility in the area. However, once we did identify that we couldn't get this line back in service, we did make arrangements with fire to ensure that they could still provide fire coverage in the area.
Well, just a follow-up question. Thank you for that answer, Director. So when can we expect this work to be completed, I guess?
I would expect that this work, if it's successful, is completed before the new year.
Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Zepp.
No questions. I appreciate the thorough report, and I have spoken to folks in Hazeldale, and of course, they're not the only ones affected. We talked about the ski hill and areas out
Pine View.
past Pine Grove.
yeah.
And it sounds as though this is necessary work that does need to be done and is supported by the community.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay. Hearing none, I'll prompt the question. Questions now open and carried. Thank you. 11.2, 800 28th Street East, payment for earthwork. Councillor Cody. Yeah, sorry.
I'll move, and then I have a question actually as well. I'll move that payment in the amount of $150,000 be issued to B&B Asphalt for the earthwork completed at 800 28th Street West.
Seconder? Thank you. Councillor Cody.
Yeah, just reading through the budget now under the land fund, is the land fund as we see the budget now already have this money in it? Or is this too early for the land fund's budget? You know, the land fund budget's going to come up this week, right? Is this money already there?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councillor Cody, for the question. No, this would not be reflected in the land fund budget.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, I'll prompt the question. Questions now open and carried. Thank you. 11.3, 24 board and committee appointments. Councillor Kilmer.
Thank you. I'll move that the appointments to city council boards and committees be approved.
Thank you. Councillor Miller.
And I'll second Mayor Dion.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Councillor Zepp.
Thank you. A question for the city clerk. Is the process still that to make these determinations that the mayor and the chair of the planning committee and community services advisory committee meet together to make that determination?
The procedure bylaw just indicates that the mayor would be involved in the selection and providing it to city council for approval. We have in the past for when we do the entire board renewal, we usually provide that option for since there was only one member, it was just a vacancy. I don't think that's traditional.
No.
Okay.
The reason, yeah.
And we're expecting, the next time we're expecting to have the full renewal would be next year? Would that be?
Yes, yeah, during the, yeah.
And that's
election
why
year.
we
Election
just
year would be
extended
the-
for a year.
Yeah.
Because next year's the election, so all committees are done. So then we have to go through the full process of meeting and appointing the chairs and then figuring out the committees.
So for the most part, the current committee members were in a I'm thinking of the Planning Advisory Committee and Community Services Advisory Committee, we're in a 2-year term, and we've now extended most of them into, to serve a third year.
All of those were, their expiry was only in December of 2024.
Okay.
So
they are
yeah,
continuing
so
their
they were
regular term.
continuing,
Yeah.
it was just because there was a vacancy on.
Thank
the
you. We had
planning.
vacancies,
Yeah,
people had
There was a
quit.
vacancy and that's the only reason. Otherwise, they weren't coming up for renewal, just that was a vacancy.
Okay, thank you. Oh, and another question, I didn't see, so Community Services Advisory Committee isn't in this chart, so no changes
changes.
there?
There's no
Okay.
changes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, so it was one. Okay. And I would note that diversity is really important on our volunteer committees, and that one way of maintaining diversity on public committees like this, the City of Edmonton, when they do their selection process, they call it a blind selection process, so they don't provide the names to the group who's doing the selecting. In our case, it would sometimes be the chair and the mayor, and the selection is just based on credentials and in their material, but not by name. That's one way. There are many ways, but I just wanted to note that diversity is very important to hear from a variety of perspectives of our very diverse city.
And just to let you know, 3 years ago, we did, in most cases, follow that scenario. Where we had the chair come in, we blocked out the names. I think we did it with Councilor Miller, with your committee. We blocked out the names and we just picked by qualifications.
Maybe it's something to do again.
Well, then it worked out really good, because when you don't know, because we wanted diversity, so I counted and it did work out pretty good. So, yeah, there's many ways, but we did follow that example.
Maybe again.
Yep. Okay. So with that, I'll call the question. Did I get it moved? Yep. It's open now, and all in favor? What am I viewing? All in favor? Yeah, budget, I'm stuck on budget. Okay, it's closed, it's passed, thank you. Okay, 11.4, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Edwards.
I'll move that the deputy mayor appointment schedule be amended as follows. Councillor Kilmer, November 16, 2023 to February 15, 2024. Councillor Head, February 16, 2024 to May 15, 2024. Councillor Grodnick, May 16, 2024 to August 15, 2024. Councillor Solomon, August 16, 2024 to November 13, 2024.
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay, now
Thank
just
you.
so you note the change to save questions, that because there's an empty seat in the chamber, so we had to flip that around, just so you know. Okay, I'll prompt the question. Question's now open and carried. Deputy Mayor, okay, there we go. Unfinished business, we have none. Mayors and Councilors Forum. Councilor Kilmer.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I just wanted to say thank you for an amazing Santa Claus parade. It's part of PA Bid. They put on the second parade since the COVID stopped for a bit. It was fantastic, lots of smiling faces, great music. Candy, no eyes taken out by candy thrown, but candy distributed quite evenly throughout, and Santa made his appearance and successfully got off at Gateway Mall. So it was a fabulous event, and it looked like people had a lot of fun. And the second thing I would like to remind everyone about the first annual Bolac funeral and crematorium tree lighting ceremony on December 5th. The lights on the tree outside, north side of our building, will be turned on, hopefully, at 7. Hopefully the plugins all work and it all goes well. Reminder to everyone, the hay rides start at 6 and go around the block. And there are, from 6:30 to 7 in this rotunda, there's 2 stations for kids. The first is a Santa letter writing station, and the second one
Oh, that's a
is
good
an
idea.
ornament making station. So bring your kids at 6:30. 7 meet you outside for the tree lighting, and bring your voices because we'll be singing 6 carols. So thank you very much.
Okay, I'll waive my right to Councillor Miller. I'll give my singing rights to Councillor Miller. Save the city. We want some of the songbirds to hang around for the winter. Councillor Zapp.
Yes, I also wanted to thank the PA Downtown Business Improvement District on a really great Santa Claus parade. And I wanted to mention my appreciation to Councillor Miller. We shared a vehicle in the parade, and it was a lot of fun, and families really enjoy that event every year. And I also wanted to mention that we borrowed an electric vehicle to ride in the Santa Claus parade. And it was very quiet, very low emissions, and very fun to see Councillor Miller drive it.
When you say quiet, you're talking about the motor noise?
Yes.
Just to confirm that. Okay. I want to congratulate St. Mary's volleyball. Both the boys and the girls took provincials, and that was kind of good at home, so that even made it better. So I'd like to congratulate them. And I'd like to remind everyone again, thank you for sharing the lights, the tree lights. That's exciting. We're getting lots of comments on that. And so the question is, and for people that are watching, so actually if they come down, we really start about 5 o'clock. Is that correct with the stations in here, or is that 6 o'clock?
It's 6 o'clock the hay rides, 6:30 the 2 stations.
Okay.
So it's really come about 6:30.
Okay, because that's one of the questions I had. Yeah, I heard that, but then she said this was on and this was on, so I just had to confirm. Focus, I don't want people to come down early and, see it. And I think that's exciting. Okay, anyone else? No? I'll move on then to inquiries. I love the Christmas season. No inquiries, hardly anything moving. I'll make it here then. Councillor Edwards.
Yes, I'm sorry, I should have put this through mayor's inquiry, but I haven't done that. So I'm gonna just do an inquiry here in regards to Bliss Crescent and Eagle Crescent. There is a parking issue where snow builds up across or by the apartment buildings on Eagle. And just wondering if there's a possibility that something can be done with a no parking zone where one car parks kind of just by the turn and it's blocking some traffic as the snow builds up and the snow plowing happens. So there's some concerned residents, and hopefully we can look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, if you send that to our transportation manager, and or just write it out and then the clerk will pass it on. Okay, I'm moving on to number 15, inquiry responses. Councillor Head.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm going to move this motion that the inquiry 2311 be received and information is filed. I note that there's a follow-up provided, but we'll file them today, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Seconder? Councillor Miller?
I'll second Mayor Dion.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, I'll prompt the question. Questions now open. And carried. Thank you. Inquiries, where am I? Notice of motions? Counselor Zepp.
Thank you. Notice of motion to be heard at our next meeting of City Council on December 11th. That City Administration prepare a report regarding the feasibility of installing recycling bins at Rotary Adventure Park Playground.
Okay. Counselor Head.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm notice a motion that administration provide a report to incentivize property owners to make improvements to boarded up buildings and houses, and maybe to their own. I can willing to work on the wording, but that's kind of the intentions of that. Because we do have,
And you'll have a good plan to suggest to them?
I don't.
They
and
are
so-
working on one. We just did the empty lot one, so
Right.
now we're working on the boarded up
So we
building
have,
ones.
we have an incentive for new homeowners. We have an incentive for vacant properties, but we don't have anything for current buildings that are boarded up we see in
Nope.
our city. So that's my intentions here.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, anyone else? No? Motions, there isn't any public forum, there's nobody registered. Counselor Kilmer.
I move that this council do now adjourn.
Seconder? Counselor Zepp?
Second.
Okay, I'll quickly prompt a question. This will be the shortest meeting, 32 minutes. Not even 30, 27. But we kept to the point, got the job done. Passed, carried, thank you. Have a good week.